What's up? Welcome to another episode of Guitar Friends. We're back, Sooze, after a little hiatus.
Yes.
I see no end to the now weekly run moving forward.
Wow.
Of Guitar Friends.
Those are big words. You know?
More on that a little later on.
Yeah.
Sooze, we've got a sponsor for today. It's Minuendo earplugs, which I've used, you've used. I gave them to you. I mean, there's no actual read here. Tell us what'd you think of them? Tell us your experience.
They were great. I mean, I've used everything from. I've gone to shows with like my in-ears, you know, like my ultimate ears, you know.
Yeah.
And I've gone to shows with nothing. I've gone to shows with the pink ones from CVS, you know. And these were really enjoyable. Like I went to see Ryan Adams, and it was like super loud, you know, at the Ryman here in Nashville. And
that's like a smallish room, but like a rockin' place. It'd get loud in there.
Oh yeah, and I could hear the amps off the stage loud. I mean, the PA was loud, you know. And his guitar tone was sick. But anyway, so then I started the show without anything in, and then I put those in, and it really was amazing. Like how I turned the little like the dial, and it like got louder and quieter, and I kind of set it until I felt comfortable. Yeah. And then there's a couple times they have like that little wrap around thing. Yep. A couple times I took them out just to kind of hear like a softer song and then pop them back in.
Pop them back in.
It was really great, man. I loved them.
They seem to be really great. They just reduce decibels, leave the frequencies flat or very near flat all the way, and they work. So if you're at a loud thing and you don't want a NAMM or a concert or whatever, and you don't want to use foam and put them in your ears where some frequencies are getting through, some aren't. It's not an enjoyable way to listen to music. Yeah. These things are pretty awesome. Yeah. Sooze, you pitched an idea to me earlier, and I think it's genius. And it may be something we have to do.
Oh, I just want to stop here and say this was your idea that you told me a year ago, but go on.
You did tell me that this was my idea, and I told it to you, but I don't remember it at all. But when I heard it, I thought, that's genius. We have to do it.
It was my idea.
So thank you for resharing it with me. Yeah. What if we took all my amps, or a lot of them, and we said, hey, want to play every Blackface Fender, want to play a bunch of old Marshalls, here's like some Dumble clones.
Yeah, Voxes.
Whatever, And maybe we get some stuff from our friends, or whatever, and we drag them out, and we put them in a space, in a room, and we get Mexican food, fajitas, you know?
Already have my attention.
And we put that in a room. Maybe there's beer. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. There's a lot of local beer in Nashville. Maybe we have some beer there.
Libations.
And maybe we call the people at Grammatico. Maybe we call the dude up there who's making the effects, makes the Molnir.
Oh yeah, Mythos.
Maybe we call Zach at Mythos. Maybe see if Carter's wants to come by, and I say, hey dudes, we're gonna get together like 50 gearheads. Maybe it's sponsored by British Audio, who can make sure all the amps are in tip-top shape when they get there. Yeah, and so that players in the Nashville area know this is a great place to get your amp repaired.
Veritas is here.
You know, Veritas is here. Yeah. Maybe we call a couple other companies in the area. Third Power's here. Dialana at Third Power. I've seen her. It goes a little. Maybe we call some people. I ran into Corey Congilio at Up Dog.
Oh, okay.
And I think he's playing tonight there, which maybe I'll go to. But I actually saw Doug Doppler there. And that was good. Oh, yeah. I almost said at Attaboy. You ever been to Attaboy? This is not way sidetracked for the Nashville.
No, yeah,
people.
That's like a speakeasy or something, right?
That's like a speakeasy, and it's a cool place. But
I haven't been to either one of those places you just mentioned. So
I'll just tell you, it's great. It's a great. Attaboy is good. Where is Corey playing tonight? Underdog. I said Updog.
So that's three places I haven't been.
So Updog's not a real place.
Haven't been there either.
Underdog. And I don't know why I called it Updog. Have you been there? No. Yeah, I went there and I ran into Corey, and I know he plays there from time to time.
Is it like a venue or like a bar?
Yeah, it's a bar. It's a bar.
Okay.
It's the best guitar bar. It's
really?
Yeah, it's where like Nashville guitar players actually hang out. Okay. And you can see some people there. They do the East Nashville Guitar Club there too. which is like just to buy. You'll see people there.
Yeah.
I went and saw Larry Mitchell there, and Doug Doppler's a friend of mine. He was playing too. Okay. So I went out and saw them. I saw some people there when I first got here to town, but you'll see like Guthrie Trapp has like these nights up there where it's like East Nashville Guitar Club, and it'll be him, and I'll see Corey will play, and maybe they'll have there's a dude who plays 335. He's in some of the Carter's videos. He's a killer player, amazing. He's on YouTube too. I forget his name. Okay. Anyway, there, maybe I'll call some of these guys in the area and just go, hey, we're going to charge like some money for the public because food's included, maybe some beers included.
Yeah, good experience. Yeah.
But this is just an opportunity to go, like, if you're interested in any of this stuff, if you're just a guitar head guy and you want to try out some vintage amps, play some new stuff, maybe. And hey, Carters, do you want to buy some stuff? Maybe you can show it to a bunch of people. Maybe someone's going to buy it. Yeah. And maybe we just price the tickets for the public just so it like kind of pays for itself and everything. Yeah. And it's just like a little Tone Fest.
A good hang.
It's just,
I used to go to the amp show we were talking about, like in Van Nuys, like in LA. Yeah. And it started small. It was like at a hotel and just like a couple rooms, and you would just go in, but like it grew and grew and grew. Yeah. There was one year I actually got hired by a company to come in and be their like house guitar player for the whole show, So I just like, my job was just sit in a room and play an amp all day until someone came in. Then I'd say, hey, why don't you
in the hotel room, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was such good vibes. It was like NAMM, but you could actually hear the stuff, and you could talk to the owners, and you could ask all your questions, and it was just like everyone's drinking and like having a good day.
Remember we did that with somebody at NAMM. They invited us up. Iconic. Remember we went to the Iconic hotel room?
Maybe that was when I wasn't there. Was that?
Oh, you weren't at NAMM. I'm sorry.
No, I went to the one before. Year before.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Brian,
I was with Brian and Bradford and Addison and everybody, and
it's all about those little micro hangs. So this is like just that.
They didn't even get a booth. They just had this hotel room. Yeah. And they just put some amps in it, and they were showing the guitars. So they just had one or two amps.
Yeah, it's a Tone Junkie Fest. Like let's just get us all together. We're all Tone Junkies.
It could be awesome, man.
I just think it's cool,
Maybe it replaces Summer NAMM.
Because it was lame last time.
There is no Summer NAMM anymore, I don't think.
Did they cancel it?
It hasn't come back. I mean, they didn't do it because before they did the show in April. Now they're back to January. I just got the first NAMM email.
Yeah, because they were inching it back towards winter.
Yeah. Would you want to go to NAMM?
100%. I think I'll be available.
I think you'll be available, bro. I think you'll be available. So I'm going to call some friends. Yeah. And I'm going to say, look, what if we pitch to people? What if we had a thing where it's like there's a capacity of 100? And maybe it'll be like a pretty dollar to get in. Because there might be beer and food included. Right.
I'll put this in. So like I'm pretty big, this about me, into the whiskey world. Like this is like, I'm super into it. If you are too, put it in the comments. Let's talk whiskey. Anyway, so they have like a lot of these shows too, where they get together. There's Whiskey Fest. There's the Bourbon Junkies, which is like kind of like us. Yeah, they have one that they do every year, annual events, and it's the same thing. It's like limited. I mean, dude, some of them are. I looked at going to one that was in Louisville, and it was $700 a ticket. But it was like that, where you're staying is included, what you're eating is included. There's like there's like a famous chef coming. It was like amazing, but it's like you guys pay out, right. And it's like, and they sell them out so fast because it's like people just want the community, they want the hang, they want to be around other people in the thing, which was what NAMM used to be, right? But it sort of now it became this thing of like just come over to our room, like let's just hang out, you know what I mean? So it's like I think there's a little carved out spot for this.
Yeah, I did the whole video on like what's wrong with NAMM, and the biggest thing wrong with NAMM to me was that I couldn't. The only places I could connect where people was like Iconic and what's the company that makes the little amp, the D20 Rev. And Rev, and literally they built a room in their booth. Like their booth was an enclosed room. And then Sean Tubbs basically played guitar around the room into doing demos.
That's amazing.
But it was a big thing. But like it was a rectangular room built in there, and they had guitars hanging all around the room. But you went inside, and now it was silent. It was quiet.
Yeah, they created a space.
We had some, there was some bourbon in there. There was some snacks, and you could listen to the IRs that they were doing and everything. There was a computer set up. You could actually listen and be in there. But that was like the only way we could really have some conversations that I think were pretty thoughtful. And I think that was like where it was like, hey, how can we do something together? Mm-hmm. And I think if I just looked, Worship Tutorials is giving away some rev amps. Mm-hmm. So from that meeting right there, actual things happened with like a real promotion. Yeah. Not just, hey, it's super loud in this hall. What are you showing today? Right. I'm showing my new amp. Yeah. I'm showing the new amp and it's really good. Listen to it. And then they put the same mic just like against a speaker and it's like, wow, sounds great, you know? Mm-hmm. Sounds amazing. All right, signing off for Premier Guitar. Right. You know, no offense. No offense.
Whatever.
No offense.
Yeah.
No offense. I love those videos and I watch them. That's coverage of NAMM. Uh-huh. That's not really what the manufacturers are paying all that money to show up for. Right. And so like I felt like there was this need, and we talked about it. I had, I got this big Airbnb just so we could have a place to film. Yeah. Because I was like, I can get people. They're all in one location. So how do we get people? We had Kemper. We tried to get Doug from Real DSP, but we're going to do that remote. Mm-hmm. And then we got Steve. And so it was like, anyway, the point of the video was there's a need, there's a want, there's a desire, and we're having to do workarounds to get it. Yeah. Where I wish there was just some spaces we could have at NAMM. Yeah. Even to the point that Iconic's like, hey, we're not actually at the NAMM floor. We're up in a hotel.
Yeah, come to us.
Exit NAMM, go across the courtyard, and that hotel where a lot of people who show at NAMM are staying, go up to this floor. We'll be there.
Totally, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, so
they're circumventing the
we're breaking the model, but it's like, just listen to the people. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of, there was a famous like architect who designed a school. I don't know if it was Dartmouth or what. Mm-hmm. But when they redid the school, he famously, it put in all the buildings, and they opened up the campus. There were no sidewalks. No sidewalks. Okay. No paved path. You had to walk on the grass everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
And people were like, why does the pavement end outside each building? And basically they seeded and they put the lawn in. And then they waited like 6 months. And by that point, people had trampled the trails that went from one building to another, and then they paved those trails.
No joke.
Yeah, and they just went.
Let them decide where.
Right. It's and what's really interesting about that is that's how a lot of roads and that we still use today. Some of the earliest things that were turned into roads were buffalo traces. Those were livestock. Speaking of whiskey.
Good lands.
And a buffalo trace is a natural road or a natural path that is cut by livestock. And the migration of animals.
So if you had like an overhead cam, it would have already kind of looked like a road.
Yeah, you can see where it's trampled and where
that's crazy.
Young saplings get broken so they don't grow. And then over here, some trees grow. But over here, that's where the buffaloes are going. And they're going from watering hole to over here to this grass to this. And so
you don't have to guess where the road should go. Yeah. Put it right there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's what they did. And so did it look right? No, it looks weird. But it also is like there's a lot of straight paths where there might be a more windy one. Yeah. And there's a lot of like,
And it serves the people.
Yeah. People. Yeah. People kind of naturally like walk around a hill. Yeah. They don't always go right over, and they, and there might be things in the topography that just lead you somewhere.
Wow. Deep thoughts
really thoughts. So how do we let the people dictate what we're going to do at our event? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm going to watch. I'm going to look at NAMM, and I'm going to look at this. And I think this could be something.
Oh, totally.
This could be something huge.
It's such a great place for it. I mean, look, this is it,
Tone Junkie's about the people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can I get a bunch of people together in a room and sell them Kemper profiles? Not likely. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So I'm more like, how do we just get... I've never been to a thing where it's like, do you want to hear every Fender all at once? Do you want to play them all? Mm-hmm. Do you want to play some more? Like, let's have a manufacturer set up and we can actually like play stuff. Now, we're going to run into the problems that people run into, which is like, well, it's very loud. Now we can't hear anything. Mm-hmm. How are we going to overcome that? I don't know. How do we design like the best event where like people can make some videos maybe there's something for YouTube, but I don't want to do like a YouTuber event. Mm-hmm. It just might be like the day before. Maybe it's like, hey, some YouTube channels want to like play these amps, and we're doing Tone Fest, and it's like, you know what I mean?
The things
like,
I've seen have developed naturally over time. Where it's like you don't have to knock it out of the park
right
the first year, but it's like, what I hear is like make the first year all about just fun and being together.
Yeah,
and let that
and like nail the food.
Oh,
we can nail the gear. We can get people in who want to do it, but nail the food.
Yeah.
And then that's, you know what I mean?
It's people going, that was super fun. I can't wait till next time.
Yeah, they go, holy crap. We got all this food.
Yeah.
And we make it like what if the dinner's like pharmacy burgers? In the middle of the day, it's like some other thing, you know? Maybe we get people just that, you know, do it for free. Mm-hmm. Probably not. But what if they give us a good discount?
We can do this.
Dude,
it's in the infancy right now.
I've never been more confident than right now about this event.
Right, yeah.
You know,
not about anything, but...
I'm the most confident about this event that I've been since we brought it up at the top of this show.
Since, 40 minutes ago.
I mean, I think we could do it.
You heard it here first.
I bought enough stuff at Carter's.
Right.
I'm going to talk to the people I know there, and I'm going to be like, hey, this is what we're doing.
And British Audio. That's your next...
I'm going to go first to Shane. Yeah. I'm going to say, dude, let's do a thing.
Yeah.
Let's really do a thing.
More on that later. I can't wait.
More on that later.
That's going to be cool.
And you know what, Sooze? It's going to take some planning, and it's going to be awesome, and hopefully people want to come to town for it. Maybe it'll be $100.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be 100 people at $100, and it includes some food and beer. You know?
Yeah, you'll get people from an hour away, maybe more than that, driving over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make a weekend out of it.
And maybe there's a giveaway. There's a raffle. We give away Trini.
He's not going to do that, you guys. He's not going to do that.
Stop it.
Lies.
Dislike, unsub.
Yes.
Okay. So, but Sooze, that is, that's one thing. But I'm going to need help.
You really are, though.
I'm going to need help.
You're just one guy.
I'm just one guy. Yeah. Tone Junkie, you know, is just one guy. It's really just me. I mean, obviously, Sooze, you're a big part of it.
Yeah.
You come over. We do the demos. You make the performances. Years? Dude, it's been like 5-6 years, you know. And, but, you know, in terms of, you know, I'm doing this all the time, Monday to Friday, and that's a lie.
Monday to Monday.
Dude, it's Monday to Sunday morning to Monday morning. There's not a day. There's hardly a Saturday that I don't work for 3, 4, 5 hours.
Okay.
Most days I am returning to work after putting the kids to bed.
Yeah.
So 7, 8, you know, getting down here again. You know, and lately, dude, I'll tell you, I feel like I'm having a near-death experience. Is that a thing? Because we had a baby.
Yeah.
You know, and the baby is keeping my wife very busy.
Right.
And so so she's like waking up a lot feeding the baby. So in the morning, I got to get up. Yeah. I got to make these kids lunch, you know. And this Montessori school they go to, I love this Montessori school, but they have a little bit of unrealistic standards when it comes to the lunch.
Oh.
So
do tell.
Well, you know, I'm all for healthy food and a healthy lunch.
Sure.
But I was told no chips. Okay, I get it. No chips.
Okay. Of any kinds, like
no chips, and also the trash comes home. There's no garbage cans.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, they don't do any garbage there.
Every student has to take out their own trash.
The school has a spirit of like, we're a community. The Montessori thing is a very much about like creating opportunity.
Okay.
And so the fact that it's a private school is one that I think is never really quite synonymous fully with the Montessori tradition. Which the Montessori tradition is like all kids can learn, all kids deserve an education.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you don't know, side thing, Maria Montessori, in Italy 1 year, forever ago, there was a play about her life. That's how I know this. She wanders into this like home for at the time they called them retarded kids, and which I think sounds kinder in Italian, and. She
and hundreds of years ago.
Yes, yeah, right. I think like early 1900s.
Oh, really?
I think like
okay.
in the 10s or something, the 20s, like before World War II.
I haven't seen the live action play. So,
yeah, it was good. It was real good. I'll plug it when they do it again this year. She basically went into this home for kids who had all sorts of learning disabilities, some severely handicapped, some not as severely handicapped. You know, what they would have just called slow. And at the time, the system was just basically saying these kids can't do anything. They can't learn.
Yeah.
So they're no longer in school. They're in this home.
Okay.
And she went in there and she basically developed this entire Montessori method of teaching named after her by teaching these kids, and kind of developed this whole ethos about, children have unlimited potential. And so really they deserve your unlimited respect because they could be something incredible. Yeah. They could be the president of the United States. They could be Elon Musk. Yeah. They could be Taylor Swift. Those are the three beacons of, by the way, height of anything. I love that. And so, but you're kind of experiencing them in this child form. But they're by virtue of their potential, they should be respected.
They shouldn't be written off like this. Yeah.
And so she developed all these things. And so the kids learn in a little bit of a different way. Mm-hmm. My kids didn't learn A, B, C, D, E. They learned Abacada, F, good, but. And at first I was like, that's weird. But then I realized, oh, right. When you're learning to talk and read, the phonetic sound of a letter is far more important than the name of a letter. F doesn't make the sound F. Right. But for some reason we learn it's called F before we learn how to read.
And you'll never hear that again.
No, and then what's the point? We just refer to it so that when I'm learning how to read, I can refer to F instead of saying F.
Yeah,
right.
In a word, yeah.
And really, I think that's because all of the letters are monosyllabic, like they all have one syllable. Yeah. But the names of the letters sometimes they're easier to say. I'll say that. Uh-huh. So when you're talking about letters, it is easier to say the name of the letter.
Yeah, K.
Yeah, K rather than K. Yeah, it would sound like a weird thing. Mm-hmm. So stuff like that. My kids all learn multiplication kind of as they learn to count.
Okay.
Because it actually makes sense that counting, we call counting, but it's really counting by ones. But if you learn to count by ones and count by twos and count by threes and count by fours and count by fives, count by 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you've actually just learned all of multiplication right there. Yeah. So if you learn to count that way, then, and you learned, I can count by eights. And then someone says like, what's 8 times 8? And you'd be like, well, I just count, 8, blah, blah, 8, 16, 30, 24, 32. Mm-hmm. I can't even do it because it's hard. 40, like it's not natural. 40, 48, 56, 64. It's 64. Yeah. I might have got some of this wrong. But you know what I'm saying? But my kids just instantly, when we told them what multiplication was, they were like, oh, I already do that. I'm like, how do you know to do that? They're like, that's the 8th bead set of beads. Oh, that's number 8. I have 8 beads. And then I count it and then I do the whole thing. Okay. I'm like, this is wild.
Right. You see, it's working. Like there's fruit from it,
Yeah, it's working. That was a way sidetracked way to say.
Guitar friends.
Yeah, so anyway, they don't want them to have trash. And the school is very much like, we want to keep the tuition as low as possible by having as little like waste as possible. And that also means garbage waste. So they're like, we could pay all this money to have all these kids come dump a bunch of plastic and stuff there. Yeah. Or we can tell the children, please encourage your parents not to pack a bunch of waste. And when you have garbage, just go ahead and put it back in your lunchbox. You throw it away when you get home. You need to clean out the lunchbox anyway.
Right.
And so I'm like, yeah, that's right. So I guess it works. Anyway, so recently I was told pretzel sticks are a chip. And I'm like, all right. So
wait, say that again?
Well, we weren't allowed to have chips. So I was like, okay, no Lay's potato chips, no Cheetos. But they were like, we really want healthier snacks. So the pretzel sticks are, it's too much like a chip. Maybe do a Ritz cracker, but really try to stick with. So
Can we
I'm
talk
like,
about that for 30 more seconds?
A
Ritz cracker is way more of a chip
listen,
than a stick.
I got into it with my wife where I said, listen, these all break down into the same things in the human body. These are salt
and starch.
Yeah. Like I'm like, this is literally a flour, a water, and a salt baked into some form and then salt is added to it. This is what all of these snacks are.
And the cracker has even taken the form of a chip.
Yes, it's round like a chip.
Right.
And so, not all chips are round.
It's a stick. It doesn't look like it. Okay, gosh.
And so
that bugged me more than it should have. But keep going.
It bothered me too. So then I'm like, okay, well, these kids, it's about to get. And look, we had too many chips and stuff in here anyway. You know, and so then I'm packing, and then my kids are like, you didn't pack me anything good. I'm like, bro, you got baby carrots, cut up apples. I got you salami, cheese, and like a bread roll.
Yeah.
With like a couple little raisins in there. And then your snack was the Ritz crackers, bro. That's a good
you're set up to win.
Come on. One of the I'm like, oh, and you had a freaking you know, it's like we call them sun butter balls because we have sun butter in our house. One of my kids is allergic to peanuts, but you know, a little peanut butter ball with some oats, 1 or 2 chocolate chips, sneak in there. Don't let the teachers know about it.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah. Huh.
So, how did we get on this?
You were talking about having a baby. And then you're doing all the lunch stuff.
Okay, so I'm packing the lunch.
The drop-offs.
I'm packing the lunch, doing the drop-off. So then I'm back here, and I got about 6 hours before I need to go get them. And it's 25 minutes there, 25 minutes back. Okay. You know, it's a ways. So that's 2 hours in the car, you know, and then I got to get them. And then, man, we got these kids and everything. They're in drum lessons and theater thing, after school club, like chess club and all these things. And all they want to do is play Fortnite. And so, you know, if that's happening, then I got to take them to that. And then I'm just like, get back here, work for another hour before dinner. Sometimes work through dinner, but you know, gotta pause and take time. So I'm like, this is, you know, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And really, it's become even harder with all the different platforms. Because now I got people, I just had a thing, HW, we need more ToneX stuff. And I'm like, oh, right, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about ToneX because I've been so focused on the Kemper, and I have 2 things for Helix done that need to get out. But I have, and you know, I love it when you do the demo, Sooze, because you're an excellent player. Everybody loves listening to Sooze play.
Thank you. Yeah.
But you're here on Fridays, and so I got all this stuff done for Friday, and if we don't get it done for Friday because we got something else going on, then, you know, then it's like we got to wait another week, or maybe I got to figure out something else, and so then it's all very challenging.
Yeah. You're only one man, you know?
Only one man.
Yeah.
And so for a long time, I've been just wishing, hoping, praying that I could clone myself. There could be...
There could be 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
But which? The master or the apprentice? As they say in Star Wars.
Right.
And so that hasn't proved possible yet. And so I was without a solution. And then the solution came along.
I called you.
The Sooze called. The Sooze called. You want to take over the story here?
Yeah, man. You know, it was time for a change, you know, in my life. And I thought, what am I already involved in, you know, outside of my full-time job? And so I teach a little bit at the university here in Nashville. And
Belmont.
Lipscomb.
Lipscomb.
Yeah. They're all the. I mean,
is that the same school?
They're very similar.
I thought you were at Belmont.
Yeah, this whole time. You're not the only one.
Lipscomb.
So I taught there.
Anyway,
you know.
you teach. You've been teaching some classes there for the last few semesters.
Yes. Yeah. It's been great. You know.
What class are you teaching there?
It's a worship ensemble. So basically, the worship arts majors form a band, and I lead that band.
Are you? What's your education background, Sooze?
So I went to Azusa Pacific, and I got my undergrad degrees in theology, actually. I started as a music major, and then I realized a year and a half into it, like, this kind of sucks. Like, I don't want to do, like, upper level, like, arranging and counterpoint and, like, all this stuff. It's like, I'm not, like, going to be, like, Bach or Beethoven, you know? Right. I just want to play guitar.
Yeah.
But I
just want to cue multi-tracks.
Right, yeah, like Ableton. Yeah, for those that don't know, I've been a music director at a church for a long time.
Yes.
You know, that's been my main...
Several churches.
Yes, and I've moved from California to Nashville and done all that.
All doing music directing.
That's been my, the bread and butter. So
when people wonder how you just constantly have this melody in your heart
to play,
as I say, it's because I
play a ton of music.
You play a ton of music.
I'm always
You're playing all the time.
Playing all week long.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact about me. I have no electric guitars in my house. Yes, not one.
That's true.
For years. I don't have a Kemper. I don't own an amp.
Yeah.
It's because all week long I'm playing guitar and writing songs and arranging and doing all that. And then I play on Sundays, and then I come here and play on my free time.
Yeah, there you go.
So when I get home, my wife has a nylon string classical, and I play that. That's all I have.
Fun.
Anyway, so I've been passionate about church music for a long time. I've been passionate about teaching at the university has been great because it's still within music and, setting up people to win at their churches and the next generation kind of thing. But then I thought, I really love the Tone Junkie thing, and I love tones, and I love the community. Like you said earlier, it's all about the people. It's all about the, the folks that find community with Tone Junkie. Like that's so amazing. And so we had a conversation that was just about like, hey man, it kind of came out of the blue for you. I think you weren't expecting me to call
100%
or say that. And the substance of that conversation was what would it look like for me to come on in a greater capacity?
Right.
What would that be helpful to you? Would that be sort of complicated for you? Like, what would be the result of that?
Yeah.
And I think your statement was like, that would be amazing, but I'm a little caught flat-footed. Like, let me think about this.
Yeah. That was it. It was like, I've never thought about this, but this sounds.
It was sort of like dreaming or like hypothetical. And if it was a no, like, cool. Like, let's keep it the way it is.
So let's just say it plainly here.
Yeah.
The Sooze is coming on full time at Tone Junkie.
Woo!
Woo! Oh, the crowd goes wild.
Yeah.
And this is, I can't express to people how like life changing I feel like this is. Not just for me, but for like Tone Junkie, because I realized once we started talking about this, how much of my week is scheduled around when we can do some stuff together, release times, whatever, like, and the ability to sort of do the things we do in a very limited window now throughout the week.
Yeah, because of my own schedule and my own
availability.
You had
a job.
Yeah,
you had a career.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I might be here slaving away making products and making some stuff, but it's just, I'm so excited. And also, this really, for me, like, it really doubles the capacity of what I can do in terms of just like editing, making, there's products that we've wanted to make that we just haven't had the time.
Yeah. When you said like bottlenecking, like that made a lot of sense to me.
I'm the biggest bottleneck in Tone Junkie right now, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest bottleneck because even though I can make more things, I can't get it all out because it takes time to add things to the website, make a video, put it up, make the thumbnail, and
and you're the video editor, you're the promo guy, you're the accountant, you're like everything.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I just been doing the taxes. Let me make sure the taxes aren't on the screen behind me. I just been like doing all the tax stuff and the sales tax stuff, and it is, and then all the emails. Sometimes I get people like, I emailed you 3 days ago, and I'm like, I'm about to clear my inbox. You know what I mean? Like I didn't do it yesterday. I didn't do it the day before. I'm about to clear it. Like I'm about to go through and hit every single thing.
Sure.
And then sometimes people bring up some issue I never seen before, and it eats up a bunch of stuff. And then the day goes by, and I think like, I could have been making some IRs. I could have made a profile pack. Could have been, And then some days, because all that stuff always comes up, I have to just ignore, shut everything down. I am just making stuff right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
And but anyway, I'm super excited.
Me too, man. Yeah.
And I'm not just super excited about you being here all the time and us doing a ton more stuff. Now, Guitar Friends is super easy to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because this has been like, hey, let's start a podcast. Okay, let's also fit it in the half a day on Friday that we also were trying to shoot demos.
Yeah, goodness.
And I'm like, and this is my favorite things to do. And so I'm excited about all that, but I'm also excited because you come bearing gifts. You have no guitars at your home.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've got guitars.
But you've got guitars.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to do? You going to store them at your house?
Can't do that. Because I still don't really want to play at home. I don't know. I would love to hear in the comments, like, do people get sick of like just like jamming in their... people that play at church or people that play, like all that time. It's like, I've just never done that. But I realized
you during the day, you might be tasked with like, Sooze, we need to make bumper music for the outro of this, right? That's something you would do?
Yeah. Or arrange this new song that we wrote or do whatever. Yeah. And it's like, I guess if it's flip flop like that, a lot of people play there, but it's, I don't know. It's just been something that always felt like I have to have distance from this. So like once I get to my house, you know?
That seems incredibly healthy. It's not something that I have at the moment.
Yeah. Well, you have complications of this being your,
But you own some guitars. So the other day, you counted how many guitars were down here.
Well, I was standing like just right there, like right where we film. And I just said, where I'm standing, I'm not going to go to a different room. From where I'm standing, I can see 28 electric guitars. Which
is news to me, because if you had asked me, I would have thought I had 15.
Right. That's what you tell your wife. There's a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of them, like, there's the chips in that I got for a video. I got one of those, like, a couple Squires for a video. Yeah. We did that baritone Squire thing. There's the Super 6 that was for a video. We did the Harley Benton and the Les Paul shootout. So I recently did
that number did shoot up recently.
Yeah, but way more than I thought, and several that need to go. I need to sell. There might be 6 guitars, 8 guitars that need to get sold.
Right.
What am I going to do really with that Harley Benton Les Paul?
It's not going to be a... There's been a couple over there that have been on the chopping block for 4 years that I can think of off the top of my head.
There's a Greco 335 over there that's been on the chopping block. Do you know the problem with that? I don't have a case for it.
What's that one with the black headstock?
Oh,
that thing.
I don't have a trem bar.
What is it called?
It's called a Dorian James.
Yeah, Dorian James. That's been 4 years in the making.
Not into it.
There's a Don Grosh.
No, that's gone.
Oh, you did sell that.
See, it's not here.
See progress.
It's gone. Yeah, progress. I sold something. I've been trying.
I would be interested to know the number of guitars you want to keep, out of that 28, which we could tally. But.
Yeah, and a couple of these aren't mine.
Okay. That always
One
helps.
or two of them are like just loaned over here.
But the rest of that is you have 28. I think I have 12. So we're about to crest 40 guitars in this little space down here.
This is going to be tough.
It's not a little space. It just seems little because of all the stuff.
There's 1,000 square feet down here of finished space. I'm not using all of it.
Yeah.
One room is my kids' game room, which can be dual purpose because they have a fridge.
Right.
I can upgrade that to a larger fridge. Now we have a fridge.
We also have a game room. I just want to point out, if we need a break, we could game.
Yeah, and I'm putting a TV in there with bean bags and for like a PlayStation, but they also have their gaming setups like computers.
This is how HW and the Sooze eventually just went back to college dorm room status.
Yeah, we can put a hot plate in there and just have bagel bites available. But we're gonna need snacks down here.
I'm down.
I think we're gonna need snacks.
Yeah,
because you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
We might be editing. You might want a snack.
Yeah.
I don't know that and I can say, Sooze, go check the pantry.
Right.
Which you can do, but you're probably going to be like, well,
what do we got? I
didn't want to bother it. The baby could be sleeping.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it's like, but dude, this is, I'm really excited. Did you ever think this would happen?
I mean, not really. In the back of my head, it's work I really enjoy. And so I think that, maybe the answer to that question is then maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw you go from your job into this kind of on the side, because I've been here from the beginning, right? Kind of brought a Kemper over. What is that? That's, part of my,
dude, my
claim to fame still.
The first hang was Deluxe Memory Man into Cerebella and Vox AC30.
And we were just stopped in our tracks with how good it sounded.
Yeah, and that same time, I remember we put my Line 6 M9 up against the Timeline.
Yeah.
And I went and bought a Timeline after because I was like, that sounds way better than what I'm using.
Yeah, if you go back to the early videos, it's all here's my Jazzmaster. And John 2 and I playing, or that, that, what was that pedal video we did that kind of blew up? The Full Tone.
Oh, the OCDs.
Stuff like that. It was
Careful,
just
you get us canceled now. He got canceled.
Oh, okay.
Careful.
Well, it's got some views on it,
God, you never heard of it.
It was all,
Never heard of it.
It was all just tones that we liked and guitars we wanted to feature and all that stuff. But then as soon as it became...
Wait, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
When I was at JHS, I asked Josh, so you ever going to do a full tone video? And his response was, well, not now.
Yeah. That ship has sailed.
Well,
goodness.
Maybe. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, what would be in that video is a lot of stuff. But it's that the Kemper thing became hey, I can actually sell these, I can make them, and just watching you make that transition. And I always admired your skill in business and marketing, and just it took I would tell people what was happening, and they're like, well, how is he doing that? And I'm like, well, it's a lot about how you think about business too, and entrepreneurship and all that stuff, which I think if a lot of people try, they wouldn't have that skill as well. You can make the profiles. I could have made the profiles. I don't think I could have done what you did with the business,
Yeah.
Which was cool to watch, man. And when you left your job to go do this, it was a little bit is this going to work?
Yeah.
Is there a market? And and there really was,
Well, I'm an out of the box thinker, but necessity is the mother of invention. And to be honest, I don't know if I've ever said this in content, but why not? I'm an open book today. And, that transition from my job to this job was not totally of my choosing.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a situation where I was a manager at a company that my family owned. And we had been in a process of like streamlining and getting rid of redundancies, we'll call them, and just figuring out a better way to do stuff. And so a lot of my job I had already gotten rid of in terms of I realized a lot the salespeople could do certain things themselves. They didn't need me to do it. We could make account management and sales kind of a combined role. We didn't need to have, and so it was all these things. And so at the end of the day, the thing was presented to me. Why don't we? You need to cut some people in your office. And this office was in Nashville, and the rest of the company's back in California. And it was like, you need to cut some people. This is what's happening. There's a kind of a downturn here. And which happens from time to time, and I said, well, you know what? I don't want to lay any of these guys off. Some of these guys moved out here to come take this job. This feels too soon, so I'll lay me off. and I had Tone Junkie going, and so and so it was a natural progression, but it was I didn't jump out of the plane. So to speak. Yeah. Someone was going out of that plane, right. And I just said, hey, I got something going on. I'm going to jump, like little plot twist.
Yeah.
The jumper is me. You know what I mean? Like, and so that was something we didn't see coming. Nobody really saw coming. But we did it and it worked and it was great. And I say that to say this. Necessity is the mother of invention. When you have to do something, you have to do it. And so when I was looking at Tone Junkie and I was going, this is like 25-30% of like what I'm making at my company.
Yeah.
Well, then it's like that's the problem I got to solve. Right. And so that's led to all sorts of really unique, things where this, like as a business, really doesn't look like my past job, which was very boring. It was like selling men's apparel to like blue collar workers. It was selling uniforms to like companies, like put your logo on here and outfit your whole team. And these people need pants and this has a crotch gusset. It's like, ugh.
It's terms that you knew.
Dude, I know all about that stuff, man. I know all that stuff. And a lot of people get into that industry and they never leave, But dude, I had a lot of success in that. I sat down with I had a meeting with a billionaire, a billionaire. And I don't even know how we did this. We convinced them to give us like a free license on their name.
Wow.
Yeah, it was Dickies.
Dang.
Clothing.
Yeah, that's a big one.
They give us a free license to use their name. And it was a lot of good stuff. We sponsored a NASCAR.
That's cool. Yeah.
And we did a lot. We sold a lot of stuff. We sold a lot of stuff on the internet. That's that's what the company
still
did.
Do that,
right?
Actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And so but getting out of that, it was so boring. And so boring. That then Tone Junkie was like the response to that. We're like, nothing serious, everything's fun. It's a monkey with pink hair. Why? Why not?
Yeah.
And the monkey dude, I'll just tell you, maybe I've told you this. Do you know why the monkey is a...
There was a guy that you knew in California that looked...
Yeah, so there was a guy and he had pink hair.
Yeah.
But he didn't really look like the monkey. But I remember when I saw the Monkey Then logo, I was like, I should turn it pink. It'll look like my buddy.
Yeah.
And I sent him like a joke. Ha, ha, ha. But then I thought, man, this monkey is just playful and not that serious. And I was like, everything here, like in the Kemper world, Reamp Zone, and Sin Mix that I was seeing was all like very serious. It was all like very,
dark, sinister.
And I was like, this monkey is the opposite of that.
Right.
And if I was going to brand something, I'd want to brand it the opposite of what else is out there.
Okay.
Like I don't want to be similar to something else.
Yeah.
And then so just like realizing like, and you can go back to the early Tone Junkie videos and you see this character that's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at some point that character just is me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know where I stop and he starts, but the floral, the flash sales, the tone bot,
endless conversations about what does HW mean.
What does HW mean?
Yeah.
All of it. The Tone Junkie podcast,
right.
Was like the and just all of this super organic, like, why not?
You did it because you liked it, like there's a
why not?
to that,
If Tone Junkie has a motto, that's it. It's why not?
Yeah, why not? Dude, I love it. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm really excited about, in the past couple of years, man, I've gotten really into the stock market and investing. And I look back and it's like some of that was really great, but a lot of it now I look and I just go, that was a big distraction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You only have so much bandwidth.
I only have so much bandwidth, and that is not something you can build into something great. There's not really, there's no people in it. Yeah. It's just an arbitrage. Do I still trade? I still trade. This morning you came in. What did I say?
$5 down.
I lost $23. $23. So scratch day.
Yeah.
I had a week 160% week. Now it was small dollars.
Yeah.
It was like $1,000.
Yeah.
That turned into $2,000.
Right.
2,400, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, whoa, enormous percent. Like whatever. It's one trade, and it's good. But there's no people in it. There's no people there. I have some buddies from trading, but it's not something, and I can show it to my kids, and here's my indicator. I studied the charts for weeks and months and found this setup, and now I trade it all the time, and that's it. And your dad invented it. Does it work? Yeah, it's made me some money. If the market conditions change, I have nothing. Like it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
so there's no like spirit behind it. There's nothing you can like build and like keep going. And Tone Junkie's like about, like what's the saying? Wu-Tang's for the kids. Tone Junkie's for the kids. You know what I mean? It's for the players. It's for the people.
Yeah.
So what actually gets me really excited is like just going, okay, flash sales, monthly sales, this metric, that metric. It's all good, but there's a group of people here that I just want to like serve. Because I think like there's a happiness that comes when you sort of like you get yourself out of the focus.
Yeah.
And a while ago I ran into the thing of I'm just doing Kemper and I'm getting all these people asking me to do these other things. And so now that I've expanded and gone to these other platforms, I'm just completely tapped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Completely
Kemper has
tapped.
to go down a little bit to dilute or to get more out.
And then we were, talking, and then you made a comment to me. It was like, well, it's definitely slowed down. And you didn't even know it, but that hit me like an arrow to the heart.
Yeah.
You're like, definitely the Kemper stuff slowed down. And I was like,
yeah.
And then I went back and looked at the actual releases, when they were released and how many per month. And I realized I've gone from 3 or 4 a month to 1 or 2. And then I'm thinking, how did I do 1 in a month? Oh my gosh.
Right.
And so that's why I'm so excited for you to be here anyway, because this is the bottleneck, and it's always been about this thing and these people. It's a great little business, and look, some people dig ditches, some more. There's a colonoscopy doctor that puts things in people's butts. I don't know. I have a better job than him, I think. You know what I mean? Now maybe
things I never thought you might say in this episode.
Yeah,
but
maybe he makes more.
Yeah,
and he went to school for that. You know what I mean? But you ask me what I'd rather be doing today: stick this tube in a stranger's butt, or make a video.
Oh man. On
the irresponsible uses of liquid profiling.
Yeah, right.
I'm taking liquid profiling.
Okay.
I'm taking Greco Gold Top, which, by the way, play it again because it sounds good. It's nice, man.
It's a great guitar, man.
That's a killer guitar.
I was thinking of stealing this guitar from you, but now I think I might be here almost every day. So I'll just leave it here,
You steal it and then leave it here.
I'm excited to see. Okay, translation. What does this mean? I'm excited to see a ton more content for every platform come out. I'm excited to see a lot more videos coming out.
Yeah.
I'm excited to expand into things we haven't even done yet. You haven't even seen from Tone Junkie yet.
Yeah.
Because that was always like, we'll get to that if we can, or it's extra. Now it's like, it takes the lid off of that.
Yeah.
And it says, what can you and I, and ideas I bring because I'm a different person.
Yeah.
I remember that was the conversation. Like, if you could clone yourself, what could you get done in a week that you can't now? But when you came back, it's like, no, I'm not cloning myself. You're the Sooze. I'm HW.
Yeah.
There's actually a beauty to that difference. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's actually a cool perspective, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm to the moon about it, man. I think it's going to be cool to see. And for me, of just like watching a business grow and helping the marketing and like the way that you sell products, but like you said, serve people. I want to learn.
And there is something fun about like, oh, this reel that's being boosted is getting clicks to the website at 12 cents, and this one's getting 23 cents. Why is that?
Yeah.
And like, where's, what's the right call to action? And what is this whole business? You know what I mean?
I'm excited to just see that and learn about it, because that's a new part of development for me personally that I'm like, I want to. I've been in one field for so long, 18 years. I've done church ministry, and I love the church, and I'm still going to love the church. But for me, it's like there's a whole level of development that is untapped for me.
Yeah.
Bringing that in, and what I have to bring and to grow and to make.
Yeah, and everything's a bubble, I think, to a degree.
Yeah.
There's a church bubble. I was in the uniform world. There's a uniform bubble. Those guys didn't think.
University
in
bubble, I've seen that a little bit.
University bubble, the collegiate bubble, the, there's a Christendom bubble, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Some people don't see the beauty in axe throwing.
Whole nother podcast.
Whole nother podcast we're going to do one day. You know what? We'll go down to worship tutorials, and I'll make my pitch there about.
I want to hang with those guys.
Yeah. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that very soon.
Yeah.
They're actually very soon. Brian's new place is in Birmingham, and so we're going to drive down there and do that. Bro, I'm excited too, not just for the lunch we have in about 30 minutes.
Right.
John, too, is going to come on the podcast, by the way, and he made us a reservation at a restaurant for lunch.
Never happened before. I can't think of a time.
I mean, this feels so professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never met. I mean, usually we're like, do you want Buffalo Wild Wings or
Taco Bell?
Yeah.
It's actually been a while since we did a Taco Bell.
We haven't had Taco Bell in a long time. We can go back, though. They got some new things on the menu for sure.
I've had them.
Yeah.
I'd go.
Taco Bell, more than anybody else, is suffering from rising prices in this economy.
Oh, interesting.
Because what was on the dollar menu was their best stuff.
Sure.
It was a real stretch to pay for that Mexi Melt. Because it's like, there was another thing on, it's like, man, this Mexi Melt at like $1.63 is 63% more than this beefy 5-layer burrito, which was like $1.
I will tell you something that I don't want to admit out loud, but you said some vulnerable things, and so I feel like I can be vulnerable.
Please.
I got so stupid. Is anyone still here and listening? I hope
they're
they
listening.
are.
They're listening.
So I got done teaching at Lipscomb. I got out of my class, and I'm like, I'm hungry. Taco Bell. I drive through Taco Bell, and I order their brand new like dippable taco thing.
I've had them,
and I got the whatever else I get, the Crunchwrap Supreme. I pull into a parking spot, and I realize, man, my dinner at Taco Bell tonight was $13.
Bro.
It used to be more. And I ate those two things, and I thought, I got to go back. I'm not full. And I drove back through line.
Yeah.
And I got a second order of Taco Bell within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I went back to the same parking spot, and I ate more Taco Bell. And now my total is $16 because I got, like whatever else I got. $16 at Taco Bell for dinner.
Yeah.
And I felt full. But really my takeaway from that story was that the dippable taco thing should not be $5.
Not at all.
It's so small.
It's them looking at the birria taco craze and going, we can do something like that without even making birria.
And they give you a little cup of sauce, but it was $4.99.
Dude, and I didn't even like the sauce. I'm like, this isn't even the broth that that it was cooked in. You're just copying a weird thing. It's not good. Also, the only thing left on the dollar menu that I want to eat is like the cheese roll up.
Yeah, the crunchy one's
for my
pretty
kids.
good.
Is there
the
crunchy?
Beefy, cheesy, crunchy something.
Okay, because the beefy 5-layer burrito's not even on there anymore.
Wow.
It's not, and I'm just like, I don't want any of these dollar things.
What's your go-to? You're driving up. You're hungry.
Yeah. The go-to, I still think the quesarito is great. And if they ever bring back the sriracha quesarito, oh,
gotcha.
Come on.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. But I'm gonna say, dude, I usually get a beefy 5-layer burrito.
Okay.
And I get 1 or 2 of those.
So it's still on there, just not $1.
Yeah, it's just more expensive.
I'm a chicken quesadilla, Crunchwrap Supreme. That's it. It's like $9. Water cup, hot and mild sauce.
Yeah.
And I'm full. That was the shock of spending more than that and going, I can drive home hungry right now.
My son ordered a Shrek. There's all this stuff on YouTube. It's like hidden stuff. Like,
never heard of that.
So it was a beefy 5-layer burrito, but you subtract the liquid cheese and add guacamole. So when you bite into it, it's just mostly green. There's shredded.
Shrek.
There's shredded cheese. There's beef.
If you say Shrek in the drive-through line, they'll be like, "Cool. What else do you want?" Like they know what that is.
No, I had to build it on the app.
Okay.
Like it said online what to do.
It's not like the In-N-Out, secret menu.
Yeah,
they kind of know.
Yeah,
I want those fries well done.
Right.
I want animal style.
Yeah, and it's like Starbucks. Sometimes they'll know because things are like going crazy on TikTok. Like my son was like, "Can we go get a butter beer frappuccino?" And I was like, "A butter beer frappuccino?" He's like, "Yeah, it's from Harry Potter." I'm like,
"Oh wow,
they have that, or it's a hidden menu?" They're like, "It's a secret item." I'm like, "Okay, guys."
Yeah.
So I go get the video. So find the video because they're like, "Don't just tell them; they'll know." I'm like, "No, they won't know." Right. You watched a video on the internet. It could have been from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When Harry Potter was still being released.
Right.
And we're going to say this guy. He's going to go, "Okay, what is it?"
Yeah.
And it's like, they'll build you whatever you want. So I told the guy, like, "Hey, my kids discovered this butterbeer frap." Mm-hmm. I just hold my phone out. He looks at it. It's a caramel frap. Add
modified,
this, minus this, use this base.
Right.
And it's just like...
It's been Plexied.
Yeah,
it's been,
it's completely. Yeah, it's a modified. It's got a bright cap
yeah,
in it.
It tastes good. It's probably $12 at that point. It's like,
yeah,
you want to add all
yeah. And, Starbucks is always expensive. It is. Yeah. Everything. But Taco Bell has really, really come down in terms of, there's just nothing on that dollar. It's just not like, why am I, Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, you got Starbucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't dare say we're sponsored. Is that even going to get us?
No, they won't even give us a.
They don't even know we're here.
So at the end of the day, I don't see a lot of Taco Bell in our lunch future.
Sure.
It just doesn't feel.
I get it.
Great. We went for my kids want to talk about it when they saw that Shrek thing. We went. For all of us, it was like $45 or something for all of us. And at the end of the day, I was like, this is not. I could eat. I think somewhere else for this.
Yeah. Well, once the price creeps up to that $10, it's like, dude, just go get a burger somewhere,
But it's like, can you?
Sad, bro.
Can you?
What time are we out here? This has been a long one.
It's time. It's about time to go to lunch. It's 12:30.
Would you allow a coupon code from something this late in the episode? Is that something that you would allow right now or no?
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know who's going to use it, but
whoever listened this long, I feel like they deserve something. Like if they, this is like, we didn't talk about this.
3 people.
How about butter beer frap? That's the code.
3 people, 90% off. 99% off.
You better go now. If this video just went live and you're hearing it, it's butter beer frap.
Butter beer frap. BUTTERBEER FRAP.
Go now.
It's on the screen too. I put it on the screen in post. So you bet.
3 people.
It's already been used up. It's done.
Amazing.
Done. So,
well,
I've been HW.
I've been Sooze.
This has been another episode of Guitar Friends. Big announcement. Super excited. And we're
gonna hit the ground running,
dude. There's gonna be so much more happening.
Yeah,
so much happening. I'm really excited about it. Necessity is mother of invention. We got to do it.
Yeah, it's coming.
So we will.
October is gonna be nuts.
I'm excited, dude. Tone Junkie Fest, October 2nd. No, it's kidding.
Full circle.
Play us out, Sooze.
Yeah, I will.